Hello everybody, it is I, Jack Storm. I hope everyone's having a wonderful night, and I'm doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I'm playing Paralives, which is not different at all. However, I'm not live. That's right. This is pre-recorded type shit right here. That's right. We are going to be playing Paralives. I have a new little series I want to start within Paralives where I'm going to do build challenges. I've been really enjoying this game. This game came out a couple weeks now, and it's still got a few bugs. However, I've been super enjoying it still, and the building is so awesome. This is coming from someone who does not care for The Sims, at least the newer Sims. I used to love The Sims 2 on the PlayStation 2, but I do not care for The Sims too much. The building to me makes no sense, but Paralives, golly, Paralives is amazing. I love Paralives so far, I say as I get comfortable in my chair. But yeah, so we are going to be doing a build challenge. Now, you may be asking, what is that build challenge? First of all, here's Ippy, Dr. Ippy Ip, or Dr. Ip Ippy. He is very rich, as you can see up here with his money. But today we're going to be doing a build challenges, a shack build. If y'all are on the same side of TikTok that I've been on, then you know that some people like to take these like sheds or shacks that you can actually get at like Home Depot and some other retailers like that. I don't know more than other than Home Depot, maybe Lowe's. But you can buy these like sheds or shacks, and some people take them, put them on their own personal property, and then build little tiny homes out of them. They're very compact. As you can see, that this build right here, I think it's like a let me see. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like a 6x4. It's a 6x4. I modeled this building after one of those shacks. It's very tiny, as you can see. And the whole challenge is I need to be able to fit an entire house in here. I'm talking bed, kitchen, bathroom, all the works. Everything needs to be inside of this home right here. Entertainment, all of it. Everything. So that's what we're going to be doing here today, and I have more build challenges in the future that I have planned, but I figured we could start with a tiny build like this, a shack build. By all means, if you play Paralives, and I highly suggest it if you haven't already, maybe you try this challenge as well, and if you do this challenge, let me know how it goes. If you join my Discord, I think there should be a Sims and Paralives channel. Let me know how it goes. Show me pictures, because I would love to see it. But yeah, I have no idea how I really plan on building this. I did build something similar to this in my kind of like private world that I'm playing in live mode. There's build mode, which is what I'm in, and then live mode, where you actually play as your para. So I kind of did something similar to this, but I really want to go all out. I kind of had a budget with whenever I was doing it in live mode. With my kind of actual playthrough. So we're going to kind of go all out with this guy. I kind of did a few things, like I added a little bike, and of course we have a little area for a car to park and everything. Now, right before I get into building this, I almost forgot, I do want to show off one of my builds, because I did a live stream on Paralives recently, at the time of this recording recently. And I wanted to show it off because I didn't show it off in the actual YouTube video that became from that live stream. Now this is it. This is my first ever build. Mind you, I'm still very new, and there's some things that are a little bit broken in this game. Like right now, the rails for like porches don't work, so that's why there's no rails. And this is just my first ever build. It's supposed to look very kind of like suburban, modern-esque. But just don't judge. It's my first ever build. I have built a little bit more since then, since I made this, and so I think I'm a little bit better, but I'll go ahead and give like a quick little tour of the place. First is the living room, and my favorite room in this entire build, because look at this sunken living room. I don't know what it is about sunken living rooms. I fucking love them. I think sunken living rooms are so cute. This isn't a big one. In my future house, I hope to have a sunken living room like this. I would probably want it to be a little bit bigger than this, but I really like this. I think it's so cute. You can see a little bit of kind of the decoration. I love in this game how you can just kind of decorate and move things everywhere. The Sims can't do this. You can't just place things everywhere. You can also make things floating if you want. If you want to do that. Whoopsies. I don't tend to do that very often, but you have that choice. Oops. Kind of click off into randomness. But yeah, I love the building. It's still a little simple, but I did it. I was showing off in the live stream this little painting. You can actually put in your own paintings if you open up the painting menu right down here and scroll down. You can see it like right here, this little plus icon. You can upload pictures and have them become paintings. I chose a random picture and it happened to be a thumbnail for one of my past videos. It was Ava's birthday highlights. Highly suggest you go ahead and watch that video. Very good video as well. But yeah, this is the living room. I love the sunken living room part. It's very kind of, despite the outside being very kind of modern suburban, this is like a very cozy, I think like kind of 50s or 60s vibes. Then we got the first bathroom. Nothing crazy. Again, this is me kind of tinkering with the clutter system that they got, because with the clutter you can kind of like choose random objects and individually place them, which I love so much. So me kind of just playing around with the clutter system, learning a little bit more about that. You got all these types of different bullshits. Then you come in here. This is the office and laundry room. I didn't really make like a story or a lore for this house, like who would live here, but I imagine whoever it is needed an office but didn't have the room for it, so they took the laundry room and kind of used it as their office and laundry room. I didn't put any clutter on this shelf for some reason. I think I should have, but I didn't think of it at the time. But yeah, they got themselves a little office and laundry room. Then we have the sunroom. I didn't really do a lot in here. I kind of wish I also went back in here and did a lot more decorating. Just kind of a chill room where you can also watch TV. Then you got the back patio, of course. Nothing crazy back here by any means. And then this is the part that my girlfriend hates the most, and I kind of don't blame her. And that is the kitchen, because it is so tiny. This is where I kind of took my clutter decorating and went as all out as I could be. As tiny as it is and kind of sad, I really enjoy. This is probably my favorite room to decorate, because you have to be very, very smart with everything, like where you put the oven and the fridge. You can this is a normal size fridge that you can actually resize, and I kind of just resized it. Oops. You can also make it go sideways and everything. So I kind of resized it to become like a mini fridge. Not a super mini fridge, but a smaller fridge, and I need to do some more decorating on that. I only found out that you could do that after I already decorated this room. But yeah, everything is individually placed, and I really, really love it. I love this shelf, how I've kind of got everything individually placed. It's so cute. I love it. The building of this is so good. This knife, I placed down this knife myself and everything else. Let me put that back where it was. But yeah, then we got these kind of two doors on either side that go into the dining room. I really love the dining room. I think it's so cute. Again, messing with the clutter. Clutter in this game is so cute, and I love it. You're going to hear me say that a bajillion times, so just get used to it. You got a little drinking area. Then another thing I really like about this game is with these blinds. Let me exit advanced mode. With these blinds, you can actually make them go up and down. It's kind of like stretching the graphic of it, but in my mind, it looks like someone who's like allowing the blind to go up and down. So I've got them all at different angles. But very, very cute. Very much love it. Then we got upstairs. Now this is where an area is a little bit messed up and glitched. Again, this game is early access, so make sure you kind of keep that in mind when you're building and everything and playing. But this is actually a raised area. You can see where I had stairs right here. It's supposed to be raised. Everything's a little bit floating because for some reason the raised bit disappeared. Not really sure why that happened. But yeah, this is like a little hangout area, a little musical area where whoever lives here works on a few things. I see this little D&D thing, and I love D&D, so of course I had to add that. Some music stuff, real cute little hangout area. And then we got the bedroom. Nothing super crazy about the bedroom. I'm pretty sure this is like the third Switch that they have in this household. I didn't really spend too much time on here. Here's the bathroom. Nothing crazy about the bathroom or the closet. Nothing super crazy about either of those. Again, this was my first time ever building. I may go back and change up a few things. If you want to see me redecorate this house, let me know down in the comments. But that's enough of that little tour. Let's go ahead and start decorating this. Again, I have already built something similar to this, but the size is a little different. And also, I am going to try to change it up a little bit. The rule of this build is that I cannot delete any walls, any windows, any doors, or anything. How this build is right here is how it needs to stay. I can do some decorating of the walls. I can repaint them and repaint the floor. But more or less, the build has to stay exactly how it is, other than me just decorating the inside. I can also add walls. So that's going to be the first thing that we go ahead and do, is we are going to go ahead and add a wall. It's going to be, we're just going to go ahead and do a simple square area like this. I'm going to go ahead and just get this wall made. I will probably redo the wall. In fact, let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get some carpet in here. Now, you may also notice, if you haven't played this game yet, that there are very few options when it comes to different things, like this carpet. However, it gives you tons of different color options. You can also hit this plus icon, and you can choose whatever color you want. I'm going to go, I'm imagining, I kind of like giving my builds some kind of lore, some background as to who would live in these places. And I'm going to say whoever lives here really, really loves that very, in my mind, kind of boring modern aesthetic with the white and the black as their kind of main colors. So they're going to have some white carpet. For their bathroom, they're going to put in this kind of tile here. And I already love the color. Let's go to walls. I imagine some kind of boring-ish walls. They're just going to use some wall paint. And let's go ahead and use a white. How does that look? I think that's too much white. Let's go ahead and see what other colors they have for this. Let's go ahead and change it. So let's get some white. I'm going to get a little bit more grayer. And the stripe is black. The baseboard, let's also have black. I think it works. I think it kind of works. I like it. I think once it gets decorated, it'll be a lot better, but I like what we have so far. Now, oh, wait, bathroom. I almost forgot the bathroom. We got to get the tile in there. I think that works. That kind of fits with the black. Now let's get a door for the bathroom. Let's see. I think that one's pretty good. Yeah, let me go ahead and flip it around. Good. All right. So now we get the bathroom and kind of the overall look. Again, I can't change the outside. I can only change the inside, and I can't delete any windows. The windows are probably going to be the hardest part to work around. Let's go ahead and get into some decorating. Let's start with the kitchen. I'm going to put the kitchen... Let's put the kitchen in like this little corner. I think that's probably going to be the best bet. Let's get these white countertops. Oops. Let me go ahead and just... No. Let me switch that here. Okay. But then I'm gonna... Cute. Alright. That is going to be as much of the kitchen as we can put in. Let's get a fridge. I'm going to give them... Can I change? Actually, no, that color works for a fridge. They are going to get a mini fridge, however. So let me go ahead and go into advanced transformation mode. Go ahead and... Oh, that's it. That's the wrong thing. That was the tilt tool. Alright, do that. Maybe a little fatter. Beautiful. That is a mini fridge. Actually, let's go ahead and make it not so deep. All right, cool. And the reason why I really like doing these challenges specifically is because it kind of has, it makes you need to think out of the box, because I can't just add, you know, anything I want. I need to be very specific. I need to make things like this little mini fridge here, which I will go ahead and exit out of that transformation mode. And I just need to be very cautious as to just everything that I do. Let's get a sink. I need to be cautious on how I put things. So for example, I put these two very, very close together. We need to get some cabinets up here going. So let me do... Fuck. That's not what I wanted. Let's get these going up here. Let's get that advanced transformation tool. And then I'm going to actually flip it a full 180. I do wish there was some kind of like tool to know like how far you flip something, because like right now I'm kind of just eyeballing it. I think that's about good. Now let's get that thing up here. Does that look good? Let's go ahead and get it out of this transformation mode. Okay. That looks a little bit... Oh, well, no, because these are floating like that. Oops. Where'd it go? Oh. Oh, okay. It's just vanished. It's just gone. Okay. I will take it. I don't know where it went. But let's see. I do want to get some kind of cabinets up there. Here's these. I think these are actually... Yeah, those are designated cabinets for those kind of spaces. So let's go ahead and put those up there. I don't like how that's kind of phasing into the wall. Let's see. So we can change that. Bada book, bada boom. All right, so we get those cabinets as well to help give us some extra space. Now, I will do some more cluttering later with the kitchen and just everywhere else. Right now, I'm going to focus on just getting all the basic stuff done, and then we will do some clutter. Now, what's a good bed that they would take? That these very modern-esque people would take? Imagine something like this, but we got to get that black and white in there. That's pretty good. Now, where would they sleep? Maybe about right here. I gotta get enough room for people to come in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say that this is someone living by himself. Is that just to make it easier for myself? Yes. But yeah, he's gonna have just a twin. He or she, or they, are just gonna have a twin bed. Just like that, just like me. Yes, I'm still living or sleeping in the same twin bed that I have had since I was a child. But yeah, we're gonna put him just in that corner right there. I don't like that he doesn't have anywhere for like a nightstand. I'm gonna touch up on that again here later. Let's go ahead and get into the bathroom. First, toilet. Of course, we need a toilet. Let's get this one, but let's get some better colors. So white and then black. Why does that look like not totally shit? I don't like normal, like overly modern black and white. I really, really don't. But that's not too ugly looking. You know what I'm saying? That's not too ugly looking. Can I make this a little smaller? I bet I can. I need a very compact shower. Let's see if that looks okay. Very, very compact shower. Now, I don't know if this will be one of those things, but it is really cool whenever you can transform things like this, or like say this fridge, for example. A lot of this is still usable. Like I've seen Paras use mini fridges like this, and it worked completely fine. So despite me not like actually going to have a Para living in this house, I'm not focusing on it being a very usable home. It is something that someone, if a Para wanted to live in a place like this, they definitely could. I will go ahead and change the color of this though to that. That works. And now we need a sink. This one's cute. I may change the color so that it's black and white. Faucet, black. Yes! Now, what I was saying before is I really don't like the overly modern look. However, I will say this is not the ugliest ever. I've seen much worse than this. And this will give us a little bit more room to add like a little bit more clutter right here. But yeah, there we go. We got the bathroom. Now we need some entertainment, I think. Let's get the living room. Let's see. I mean, he's living by himself. Let's get one of these. So I'm trying to think about, like, if you live by yourself, how much does this place need to be, like, super inviting with, like, having multiple people here or anything? Let's add a little table right here. I'm making it a little bigger and a little shorter. Very nice. Let me go ahead and change the colors a little bit. Tabletop frame. I'm gonna have it be a dark color and then a black frame. There we go. I like to get out of advanced transformation mode just because right now there's a little glitch where it'll like stay there even if I don't have this item selected. TV. Right here. Television. We're going to have a little TV. And we're going to have it slightly slanted like that. Very nice. And then we got to have a laptop. And put that right here. And then, actually, let me move it a little bit more right there. And you know what? Fuck it. We're going to give this guy an actual computer setup. Of course, that means we got to move this a little bit. That works for me. Chairs. We need some desk chairs. I'm going to give him... Let's give him a fucking gamer chair. Whoever lives here, he's a fucking gamer. And of course, we all know what his favorite colors are. White and black when you live in a house like this. So there we go. He's got a little gaming setup. He's going to have a little TV right there. Now we just need a seat. They don't have any recliners. Oh, I know. I know what we can do to get a recliner. Get something like... I'd say probably this. Hear me out before you go crazy. You do that. That's not really a recliner, but I think it'll work. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's go to dining room. And let's get a whittled table. And let's go ahead and put that, let's say, like right here. Go ahead and change that top. Table legs, that can be... Oh, no, this is the tabletop. Let's make that also like a darker gray. The legs are actually fine. That's just an even darker gray. Then we got chairs. Let's see. What screams like modern? This screams pretty modern. Let's see. Okay. So I'm imagining, and just hear me out. Number one, I'm not a pro decorator. I'm not even in the slightest. Let me pause on that point and get some Dr. Pepper. Excuse me. So I'm not a pro decorator. And by all means, if I ever was to have my own house, my girlfriend would be the one that's decorating it, and not me. She's a whole lot better at decorating than I am. But my imagination here is to save us from having just a whole couch. I do want a place to eat. So whoever lives here has their TV facing the dining room so they can use this little area to eat, but as well as to watch TV. So there is that. Let's think about anything else we may want. Let's get some hobbies in here. What does this guy seem like he likes? He doesn't seem like he's very much into fitness. I don't feel like anyone who lives here is into fitness. I think very abstract art. I'm getting abstract artist. Maybe not a good one, but abstract artist. Let's do about right there. Let's get a little lamp for him. Let's get... Where's lights at? There's lights. Let's get... something like this. You know what? That's not really gonna fit right there, though. Oh, here we go. That works. Very nice. Okay, so I think we have a pretty good taste as to all of the main rooms. So we've got a little living area, which is kind of the dining room area. We have the kitchen. We have dining room. We have bathroom. We have bedroom, which is just a bed. You know what? They do need a closet. So we're going to give them a tiny closet right here. Can I make it even smaller? I sure can. So there's a tiny little wardrobe for them. I think that's enough space to go ahead and walk between there. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please let me know. But I think that's a good enough space to go ahead and walk through there. So we have most of the bedroom, I think. We don't need a kid's room. This person does not have a kid. Whoever lives here should not have a kid. Office. I mean, other than the clutter, I think we were mostly good on that. We can do some outdoor stuff. Like, let's go ahead and just add some realism here. Let's add a little power box for you. Just put it like right there. Sounds good. Let's get some wheel lights. Let's say whittle light. Whittle light. I think that's cute. Little barbecue area. I don't know if this person would have a barbecue area. Let's get some trash cans outside. This person definitely recycles. Go ahead and give them some different angles to look real nice. And maybe we'll add some more vegetation over here and stuff. Let me change this bike color. Now that I've kind of gotten a more main theme of the house, they would definitely change it, or they would definitely have a black bike. Unfortunately, they don't have any vehicles yet. I do hope that they add vehicles, not even if they are just drivable, but just as decorations for garages and all types of stuff. I think vehicles would be super cool. But let's take a look. We got all of the main rooms. Now we can actually start with the cluttering and making this place look like it's lived. First of all, we need a rug. We need a rug real bad. This one's pretty cute. I'll have to change the color of it to more of a darker color like that. Is that blue? That may be blue. Let's go ahead and change that into... Yeah, that's a blue. Let's go ahead and change it to that, and then like a dark gray. Actually, let's do like a dark gray and an even darker gray. Aha! Very nice. So we got that. Let's get another rug. I'm just going to do a very... Actually, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's do that rug. Make it a little sideways. Change the color, dear God, to black and white. I think that's actually kind of cute. Holy shit, this place is kind of coming together. So we got that. Let's get a light in here. We need at least one fan. This one's already black, so you already know we got to get that in there. Then a ceiling light for the kitchen. Let's get this one. That kind of matches the fan. Bablams. Hells yeah. Now, clutter. Clutter. Let's go to the kitchen area because it already has a kitchen clutter section. Let's see, where do we want to start? Let's get some little boards in here. Make them look like they're kind of leaning against that. I think there's multiple bowls. That's more that. Let's get some knives in here. Not right there. Let's get them like right here. I think there was a cutting board up here that I missed. That's right. This person would definitely use a plastic cutting board. Get several credit cards worth of microplastics up in his bloodstream. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead. Get us some. Yeah, he would have. I think he'd have pepper and then a salt and pepper shaker. He forgot that he had a designated pepper shaker. So we got that. I do realize that he kind of has multiple cutting boards, but I'm going to say this is like the main one he uses. I'm going to add a little shelf. Let's add a little shelf right here. Where would that be, though? Let me go in here. Bookshelves, no. Like, I'm looking for like a wall shelf. Nothing in there. Shelves. That's not really what I'm looking for either. Would it be in here? I don't say anything like that. Wall shelves. I know I saw something a second ago for wall shelves. That's dressers. Oh, here we go. Aha! Yes! So let's get a little wall shelf right here. I will change the color here in just a second. Go ahead and get it looking pretty parallel with the fridge. Alright, you almost have the right colors. Let's do that and then a white. Actually, that looks really cool with the background, the wall. I like it. So let's do that. And then, let me go back to kitchen. Clutter. I have this little drink section here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Make it a little bit shorter too so it doesn't look super out of place. There we go. Is that alcohol? That does not look like alcohol. We got some cereals and some of these. Oh, let me get out of advanced mode. There we go. I'm not ready to see the milk right now. So earlier, yesterday actually, I was eating some cereal. This is going to be very gross for everybody. This is where everyone's going to start clicking off of the video. But I started making some cereal. And this cereal had been in my pantry for a while, all things considered. And so I was a little bit like, okay, let me double check that it's not gone bad. Check the date. It looks pretty good. Nothing gone bad. Let me make this go down into the sink. Very nice. But yeah, it hadn't gone bad yet or anything, so I was like, okay, let's have some cereal. I poured the cereal in, poured the milk in. It was all good. Good times, good times. But when I started eating it, it didn't taste very good. In fact, it tasted very, very off. But I was like, okay, maybe the cereal is just a little stale. It'll be fine. You know, I already checked the cereal, so we're good. We're good. I finished the cereal, and then it got time to like start drinking the milk. Because I love myself some milk. I started drinking the milk, and it tasted worse. There was no cereal to block out whatever flavors there were going on. That's when I realized I never checked the milk. I looked at the milk's expiration date. It was good too. Had a couple more days till it expired. Then I did the smell test. And let me tell you something. The instant I smelled what was happening, it was so sudden. I instantly got violently sick. I smelled the milk, and I instantly could tell it was bad. It had gone bad probably a good fair bit ago. I don't know why. It was not spoiled not that long ago. What am I saying? It was spoiled that long ago. But I had checked it, and like the expiration date was fine. But it was just one of those things that for some reason it had gone bad. It was in my fridge. My fridge hadn't like busted open or anything. I hadn't lost power for it to like spoil anything that was in the fridge. I don't know how it got bad, but I smelled that milk, and it instantly I was sick. I was throwing up for hours. And then I went to work. And then because I was throwing up so much, I forgot to grab my backpack that I'm supposed to take to work because I'm an engineer over at my job. So I have to go back home. I go back home, grab my backpack, and then as soon as I'm about to leave, I've already exited the door, I get the shits. So I start shitting in the toilet, not all over myself. But it was so bad. It was hot. That's probably too much information, more than y'all ever wanted. But there you go. And so I felt really gross and really sick the entire day. It was not a good time for Jack, let me tell you. In other words, I think we're done with cluttering the kitchen. I'm pretty sorry to give y'all that awful fucking story, but I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and decorate the living room here, or the dining room / living room. Let's get a plant. Is there anywhere I could put this plant? Yeah, I can put it like right here. Oops. Anyways, I thought that was really gross, and when I saw the milk in this game, I had some Vietnam flashbacks for a second there. I was struggling. Let me tell you something. I was struggling that night. It was not a good time for me. Fuck. But I think we're getting pretty good with this build, though. There's not really too much more that I can do. Let's go ahead and get another lamp. Lamp. Desk lamp. We're going to get a little lamp right here. Let's get some paintings up. I haven't added any paintings yet. And yes, I am going to go ahead and change what is on the paintings. Do I have any room for this? I guess I can put it up here somewhere. Let me flip her around. May have to make her a little smaller as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and make her a little smaller. There we go. Cute. And then we will also change the image on that. There we go. Let's do this little dog. This little dog's kind of cute. Looks like a little gremlin. But yeah, we got that. I don't really want to... I mean, I guess I can add some plate clutter. Decor. Is there any plate clutter here? Here we go. Here's a plate. I'm going to add a fucking knife. Let me get out of advanced mode here. And then we got a fork. This man's having a steak dinner. I'm just going to say it's a man who lives here, because I already fucking know that anyone else will decorate this place significantly better than what a man will decorate it as. Let's see. There's not really any food that I can put down here. Some mistletoe. Let's go and add this. I haven't really added anything on this wall yet, so let's go and add this. Change that color to some gray. I think that's pretty cool. Get some more salt and pepper. Put it over here. And this is kind of what cluttering in this game's like. You just kind of, along the way, just keep going and cluttering more stuff. And that's about it. Let's get some blinds. I didn't think about blinds. I'm going to get these blinds. These are kind of maybe my favorite. Go ahead and reshape it. Yoink. Go ahead and change the color to gray. Let's go ahead and copy that. Put it right here. I won't change that size too much, but I will change the size of this one to have it blocking the full window, because ain't nobody need to be staring at me while I'm taking a shit. I won't add one. Actually, no, I will add one right here. Let me go ahead and yoink, copy that. And we'll add one right here, just so it kind of matches and fits, but it will be all the way up. Very nice. Alright, so we got all of that. And let's get maybe another painting in here. Another wall painting. Yes, and it's just going to be the one ghost. Bathroom. Let's get some bathroom clutter, because I haven't really decorated the bathroom too much. Let's get some bathroom shelves. This one right here is pretty cute. Yes. Clutter. Cleaning supplies. Toiletries. We do need some toiletries. Let's get some... let's get a toothbrush in here. Gotta change the color of that toothbrush to black. Some toothpaste. Let's get this right here. And that's gotta change its color too to black as well. Another roll of toilet paper is back up. I know that kind of looks like the other house that I was showing y'all earlier, but it just makes the most amount of sense to have them right there. Sounds good, sounds good. A little lofi. Add some towels. Oops, no, give me another towel. I'm folding that shit on top of each other. Very nice. That actually looks super cute. Let's go ahead and add some soup. And whatever the fuck that is. And whatever the fuck this is. Let's go ahead and change the direction of that. And whatever the fuck this is. And whatever the fuck this is. This person's really into skincare, obviously. Cool. So we got all that going on. Any more clutter? Let's get a little toilet or a little trash can. Let's put that little trash can like right. Ooh, no. Ooh, right there. Do I have a light in here? I do not have a light in here. Let's get a wall light. We're just gonna have this one since it already matches. Cool. Sweet. Cool. Fantastic. Some health clutter. Let's get some motherfucking band-aids up in here. I don't really know what that is. Let's get some of these. This may be a dude that lives here, but, you know, he always watching out. You never know. He a real gentleman like that. No one should be weird about that type of shit. You fucking weirdos. Let's go and put that right in here. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a cane. That's super cool. I didn't know they had that. Yeah, I'll just add that for the sake of it. Let's see. Is that a... I don't actually know what that is. Someone probably is going to laugh at me for not knowing what that is, but I'm just going to be honest, I don't. It looks kind of like a AFib thing or RFib thing. I forget what it's fucking called. Add some of that shit in there. I'm just kind of adding anything I can. You know what? I can actually add a little mirror. Let's add it like right here. I think that's cute. And I think that's. We got some cleaning stuff. We probably need somewhere to put his cleaning supplies. I think right there's as good a place as any. Let's go ahead and get that right there. Little trash can that he's gonna put at right here. And yeah, you just kind of go through the list of everything and just start placing shit down. That's all you need to be decorating in this game. And I think, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we're pretty much done. I mean, I could probably spend some more time and try to, you know, add some more clutter, but all things considered, I think this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I think the kitchen looks the best, but I think there's just more clutter for the kitchen. There's more stuff you can put in the kitchen. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think this looks pretty damn good. So let me know what y'all think, of course. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and add just a wee bit of vegetation. Just a wee bit of vegetation. Right here. Do we got any bushes? Give me some bushes. I'm gonna just move those a little bit. Give them a little bit more volume so they all don't look like they're the same. Pretty good. Pretty good. Get some flower pots up in here. Cute! He would probably... Actually, no, he probably wouldn't change the color of these out here just because of the blue outside. Let's do something like that. Cute! Alright. See, I don't normally do clutter on the outsides, but I think that is pretty feckin' good. So let me know what y'all think. If y'all think I kind of fucked up by making all modern-esque looking, feel free to say so. Let me know how you would do this build. Or better yet, how about you just get this game, and then you go to my Discord, which there's going to be a link of down below, and then you post pictures of you doing this very same exact build. I've already given the rules and everything, so y'all know what to do. Let me know what you think of this build, though. Let me know what you think I could do different. I have more build challenges in the future. In fact, I'll give you a little sneak peek of one of them. It's all the way back there. We went from really, really small, and we're going to go to really, really big here very soon. As well as some other build challenges. If you have any build challenges that you want me to go ahead and do, make sure you also let me know down in the comments. I think that's pretty much all I can really do with this one, though, for now. But I appreciate you all so much. Make sure you go ahead and check out the rest of my YouTube videos. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you go ahead and check out my Twitch channel, because I do play this game live quite a lot. And, of course, check out the Discord, so you can always take a look at any pictures or anything of these builds that I do, and anyone else's builds. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. For now, though, I go sleep.